everyone. Hope everyone is enjoying their day and doing well. I just recently made a video on my other channel regarding the Trump tariffs, so I figured put something together to where individuals at a local level can be, prepared in case of a fluctuation in price or some impacts that we all may feel downstream. And so, just want to again, the focus of this channel is to stay ahead of the curve, right? Making sure we're good stewards, making sure we have all the resources available to us, making sure we make the best and sound, whether it's financial or personal or spiritual decisions, making sure we're doing so. So I want to start by saying the most important thing is probably staying informed, like watching this channel as well, or keeping up with tariff related news to help you make that smart financial or purchasing decision. Other outlets you can actually use as well would be, like Wall Street Journal, or your Yahoo Finance or Bloomberg, different government websites where you can kind of stay up to date on the current tariff goods right now. There are some goods that aren't being taxed. Another thing you can do is actually watch the price trends. Retailers may, gradually increase prices, so monitoring costs can help you buy at the right time. I'm not sure if everyone actually followed different financial journals or periodicals, but that'd be something good to look into. But what you can do is, go on the internet or via apps and set up alerts, whether it's like US tariffs or Trump tariffs, to receive real-time updates. Second thing would be buy American made products. When tariffs increase import prices, domestic products become more competitive. So maybe possibly shifting to US made goods can help you save money and support local jobs. And check the labels. A lot of time you go to different businesses that say veteran owned or made in the USA or some type of certification. Definitely check the labels. Again, we may see a competitive price with domestic products. Exploring local brands is good as well, because some company manufacture high quality goods at competitive prices. Consider secondhand markets, used goods, cars, electronics, tools. They often provide a better value than expensive Newports. It's the same thing with clothes, buying a used car, going to a thrift store. It's the same concept. Joining Facebook groups, joining buying groups and cooperatives and bulk purchasing can reduce costs on domestic items. And so I think a good action step in that case would be, finding 5 to 10 imported products that you often use, and then find that American alternative. I think that's a good way to kind of stay ahead of the curve as well. Number 3, stock up on essential imports. If you rely on foreign made products, consider buying them before tariffs increase the prices. That's, prioritizing necessary items, focused on long lasting goods like electronics, appliances, car parts, and certain foods. Again, we're very import driven, so we do heavily rely on our biggest trading partners like China, Mexico, and Canada, but finding those alternatives is key. Looking for sales and discounts. Many retailers offer promotions before tariffs, take the full effect. I'm a big advocate of that as well. They have a lot of deals on the apps or whatever comes in the mail. Finding those promotions definitely key. Buying in bulk is good. You see that a lot happening during hurricanes and whatnot. Your Sam's or BJ or Costco's. Any way you can save money long term is definitely one of the key routes to go. So again, identifying, a list of imported essentials, attractive prices too before those, the increases do hit. Number 4 would probably be budget for higher prices. Tariffs can cause inflation. Raising prices across multiple categories. Adjusting your budget early can kind of prevent that financial strain. It's kind of, in baseball, you have the analogy choke up and protect. This is the time where you do, tighten your wallet up and being, forecast where your finances are headed. Another good time it would be probably to look at your expenses, review your spending, identify areas where you can kind of cut costs, your subscriptions. I'm a big spender on that, unfortunately, but subscriptions, luxury goods, dining out. We as Americans, we eat out a ton. So those are just the few hitters we can kind of really key in on to reduce some of our spending. Switch to cost-effective alternatives, generic brands, secondhand goods, refurbished electronics can offer significant savings. Generic brands, I probably would go, no judgment here, but I literally probably go for generic brands all the time. If they don't have a generic brand, I kind of get upset. If it's food or different type of products, it's kind of like when you go get Tylenol, you can get like a generic Tylenol, have the same ingredients, same thing with food. As long as, some stuff you can't sacrifice on, but there's quite a few things where you can just go opt for the generic brand. Major purchases, definitely plan for those. If you're in the market for a car, a smartphone, or a home renovation, make those purchases before the price hike. Even though some of the products they mentioned weren't tariff like lumber, but again, that may not be the case later on because, with all the recent executive orders that we have seen over time, that could obviously change. This kind of helps build that flexibility, ensure your budget includes extra room for those unexpected increases. So another action step for that would be use a budgeting app, like Mint or whatnot, and kind of alert you for different price increases. Number 5 would be improve financial resilience. Anytime you have any economic changes, strengthen that financial foundation is imperative. Paying off high interest debt, increasing your savings, aim for at least 3 to 6 months of expenses in an emergency fund. That's like the rule of thumb. Reduce your reliance on credit. Interest rates may rise alongside the tariffs as well, so making credit card debt even more expensive. So definitely pay down the debt and don't rely so much on credit. Diversify income streams. A side hustle, freelance work, passive income can provide extra security. Be it not necessarily a jack of all trades, but there's a time where you can maybe take up that little second part-time job, or whether it's landscaping or any little hustle on the side, definitely would go. So again, another action step would be, a buffer, like a tariff buffer savings account to handle any unexpected price increases. Then consider investings. Tariffs in the grand scheme of things can create winners and losers in the stock market. Some industries benefit while others suffer. I think some of the industry that may benefit would be domestic manufacturing, companies that produce goods, obviously in the USA. Agriculture. Let's see what else. Probably steel, aluminum. But I would say maybe some of the industries that may struggle would be obviously retail, tech and electronics, and automobiles. So that's, that entails some of the research. But again, obviously, you can contact your financial advisor if you choose to do so, or stay tuned on this channel. Staying engaged is probably the most important thing, as I kind of reiterated initially. Contacting your local representatives, your state senators, your mayor, staying tuned, joining business or consumer advocacy groups, organizations like the National Retail Federation. They kind of push a lot for tariff reform. So supporting your local businesses, between those two, they all kind of correlate. Another key thing is signing up for newsletters, getting that update in the morning. I can't tell you how many countless newsletters I get in the morning to where it's just giving me industry updates, whether it's the shipping or finance or the private public sector, either or. I have countless newsletters that are ready and available every morning. So in short, remember, Trump's tariffs could increase the prices, but with smart planning, you're going to reduce the impact on your finances. So again, focus on buying strategically and budgeting wisely, as well as always stay tuned for more financial advice. Thank you.